So I'm making this board game where you can throw your dice at other players, but there's just one problem. There's no way to actually win. The player that collects the most diamonds is supposed to win, but right now you can't even buy them on the board. This is my game Party Champ. It's a board game, minigame party game with dynamic board interactions and hopefully a more innovative take on a genre that hasn't really changed much since it became a thing. And in this video, we'll be making some NPCs that interact with the players on the board. We need a diamond merchant NPC that spawns randomly on the board. This acts as the game's win condition. The more of these guys you get to on the board, the more diamonds you end the game with. This is going to require 3D modeling, animation, and a few programmed interactions. The board needs one more NPC for the demo, so we're also going to add the item vendor. This needs all the above and some new menus to purchase items, which we'll discuss in depth later in this video. Starting off with the diamond merchant. So this NPC spawns at random tiles on the board. When a player lands on that tile or runs over it, they'll stop and get the opportunity to buy a diamond. The player with the most diamonds at the end of the game wins, so they're pretty important. Initially for this NPC, I wanted something that wasn't derivative of the player model, so it wouldn't be confusing when there's multiple players on the board. And I figured a pug best fit the art style of the game, don't ask why. Working in Blender for the 3D model, I like to start with a quick sculpt in the blockhead phase. This will help me with proportions for when I make the final model. Next, I fit a lower polygon shape around the sculpt. Some parts are a mess right now, but we'll fix them later. Forming some of the more distinct features, it's tedious work, but it's looking more like a pug every minute. Finally finished with the modeling and the texturing. It could use some eyes though, you are paying for those diamonds with coins and not your soul. With the armature rigged up, it's time to make some animations, but first, we gotta see how it looks in game. I don't know, I think it needs to be a bit more intimidating. It needs to really demand your attention on the board.
Needs more dog.
Okay, not that much, you get the idea. I tried out some new art styles and even the idea of having each pug that spawns on the board be wearing a different coloured suit. And these really ugly eyes. I felt like it made a lot of sense for the merchant to have a stand, as they are selling something on the board. Tried out a few ideas for this, but ultimately decided on this setup, which is in part inspired by Moneybags from the Spyro games.
I'm getting paid a fortune to keep Sheila the kangaroo locked up.
Who, funny enough, actually takes gems as payment rather than selling them. Okay, finally making some animations. Unfortunately, this rig calls for completely custom animations. Getting the animations working in Unity proved to be more difficult than I thought. It turns out scaling the model and armature up earlier actually caused some major issues with the animations. Last thing, I need to make a new diamond texture, something worth buying and not whatever this is. We need shaders. Now it's time to bring this whole thing together and apply the finishing touches to the buying animation. With the diamond merchant out of the way, next we're onto the item vendor. But first, let me explain what items are. Items are consumables you use on your turn before you roll your dice. They can provide you with an advantage, or more importantly, used to disrupt other players. Currently, I have 3 items implemented. We have Bubble Juice, which grants the player a shield that protects you from the next instance of damage received. The bubble pops after receiving damage or 3 rounds after it was applied. However, it does nerf your dice throw range with probably my favourite mechanic I've implemented on the board. I'm also really proud of this animation I made. Reducing the user's throwing range balances this item because without it, it would be pretty overpowered, considering opponent dice attacks won't pop it, and another player has to use a damage dealing item to pop it early. Next we got the banana peel. This works like a trap to disrupt other players. On your turn, place the banana peel on your current tile position. The next player to run over the tile or land on it will slip and fall, cutting their turn short, and they'll be forced to wear the bozo cap. While wearing the bozo cap, the player will not receive rewards from landing on tiles. This effect ends after your next turn. The cap also serves as a humiliating reminder that you could have just destroyed the banana with your dice. In this way, placing a banana peel in front of somebody forces them to use their dice throw to destroy it, preventing them from collecting bonuses on their turn. Or if a banana peel is out of range and you roll a high number, well, I guess you're out of luck. The last item I've implemented is the Cherry Bomb Pie. So far, the only damage dealing item implemented. Throw it just like how you would your dice and deal area splash damage to other players. Or get a direct hit for an instant kill. Just be careful not to hurt yourself using it. I plan on making a few more items before the demo comes out, and this is actually where I need your help in the comments. I need ideas for any and all wacky items to use on the board. I've got plans for more damage dealing items, and I'll need some more unique ones in there too, like the banana peel and bubble juice. And possibly different dice items like in Mario Party. And regarding last video's comment section, I have implemented 2 new costume pieces suggested by people in the comments. The cheese hat and the impossible cube headpiece. I'll be adding costume pieces in the next video too, so keep the suggestions coming, and while you're here, subscribe to the channel and like the video. If this video can get 1,000 likes, I don't know, I'll probably drop another video in a month. I'm doing this whole game dev thing full time, at least until this game is finished. Getting back to the item vendor, this tile spawns at random positions on the board and will move every 5 rounds. Just like the diamond merchant, you'll automatically stop by when you walk over the tile, and you'll be able to purchase one of 5 items available. First, we need to figure out the visual design of this tile. Just like the diamond merchant, I want a physical object to spawn beside the tile. Initially, I thought of some kind of touchscreen ordering machine, and then a drone would come by and deliver the item in a package. But I just couldn't think of a good design for this one, so I ended up settling on a vending machine. I like the idea that the items inside are chilled, ice cold, waiting to be used. And when you purchase an item, the machine bounces around like it just got kicked or something. I also made it so the item vendor and diamond merchant both slam into the board when they spawn, which along with the camera pan over and screen shake, makes the board feel a lot more dynamic. And implementing the menu for the item vendor, we can now choose which item to purchase. This is around the point when I got a little bit sidetracked and overhauled all the tiles and targets on the board. I also took this opportunity to update the dice visuals and made some new distinct number art, as well as updating a lot of other icons in the game for a more consistent style. This also came with a lot more polish on the UI and just the board in general. I still have work to do on this after I finish more items, but right now my attention's shifted more towards the board. You might have noticed I've actually removed a lot of different objects on the board and decluttered things a lot, as well as changing the beach area pretty drastically. I feel these changes will make this route more interesting to be in and the dice target placements easier to hit. Although I would like to think I'm done with this map, I'll still be fine-tuning it right up until the demo's ready. I think that just about does it for this video. Why not check out this other video if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.